I guess I'm just going to keep making these Hardware 3 12.6.4 videos because I keep reading how everyone's experiences are different and how some people think that this is just the worst thing. Sorry, we were getting out of that driveway right there. I had to check the traffic a lot. But yeah, I mean, this has worked perfectly for me. I don't know. I can't remember the last dangerous or critical intervention that I've had. I really, just like everyone on Hardware 4, I have to intervene to do, parking lots, or if I want to go a different route quickly, like if I want to change my route very quickly, then I intervene and do it. But other than that, it works so well. I don't know. I guess it must be location dependent because there's no other explanation for it. I know people complain about speed control a lot. I think that the people complaining about speed control are people that need to slow down. Uh, I saw one of the guys from Out of Spec got strikes for holding the throttle to go 85. And I mean, I don't know what, maybe, I guess in Texas and places like that, the speed limit is 85. I'm not sure. But 85 is really fast. I mean, that's, 85 is really fast. Here's slowing for a speed bump. I don't know if you could see the speed bump on the camera before we got to it or not, but slowed for a speed bump there, slowed for a speed bump back there. It works really well. And I don't live in some like big city. I live in Greenville, South Carolina, which is a growing city, but there's not a ton of Teslas around. There's Teslas around, but there's not Teslas around like there is in San Francisco or Los Angeles or, where a lot of people live. And so they can't have that much driving data for this area. I mean, there's a speed bump that's in shadowy conditions, dappled lighting, and it sees it just fine. I just don't know what the discrepancy or what the difference is. I kind of want to just go to where these people are having huge issues with the software and see for myself. I want to take my car there and drive it, see what the issue is. I don't know. Now you'll see in a minute here when I get on the highway to head home that I have it set on chill, and I have a 5% offset for my speed, and that's really slow for a lot of people. And I get that. It's most people want to drive well over the speed limit, 15, maybe 20 mile an hour over the speed limit, and that's not my life. I've got a lovely wife and lovely children, and it's not worth it to me to save 30 seconds on a drive. But maybe I'll put it on hurry on the way home and some offset and see how it works. On chill at 10% or 5% over, it works incredibly well. It goes around people when it has to. It slows down when it has to. I don't know what I think that was one of those electric chargers that just went by. It made a very strange electrical engine sound, but then as it went by, it sounded like a V8. Maybe that was one of those chargers. I haven't seen one of them, and I know they make external sounds. I'd be interested to see if that's what one of those was. I'll have to check on the video here and see. Maybe that was a supercharger whine. I don't know. That was a loud supercharger. So, but anyway, I'll give it a shot on the highway here. We'll do a little bit of driving on chill on my offset, and we'll switch it over to hurry and speed it up a little bit. I just don't know what people expect too out of the software. Like, it's not supposed to be unsupervised. It's supposed to be supervised. There's supposed to be interventions. But when someone says it's unusable, I just don't see how it's unusable. slows down for those railroad tracks. You know, it's crazy. I had a thing the other day where on a railroad tracks, it was a straight road, and I think it was 45 or 50 mile an hour speed limit. So I'm doing around 45 or 50 mile an hour, and there was a car pretty far in front of me, probably several hundred yards in front of me. And I saw that it had hit a set of railroad tracks that were not smooth. I saw that car jerk and bump massively over these railroad tracks, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to intervene. And I had reached up just to slow down my car to go over these tracks, and the car started slowing down. And it's weird because this car does not always slow down for flat railroad tracks. In fact, it rarely slows down for flat railroad tracks on like a flat road. And I don't know if it saw the car in front of me go over those tracks, you know, really rough, or how it knew, or you know, what AI or whatever did that. But it was unbelievable. And I've since went back over that set of tracks. I'm sorry, I've not since went back over that set of tracks. So I don't know if that does it every time, whether there's a car in front of me or not. But just is what it is, I guess. Another thing that's interesting about what I drive versus what other people are driving is I work in the real estate industry. I'm a real estate photographer. And so every day I'm going to different houses. Rarely do I make return trips to the same address. And so I experience all the roads, all the roundabouts, all the construction. I don't have a set commute. And so every drive is different. And it uses a lot of the same basic roads. You know, I'm on the same highway a lot and all that. But like as far as back roads go and places that I'm going, they're different every day. You know, if I make a right here and a left there the next day, two different paths. And I still find that 12.6.4 is incredible. I posted the other day that it might as well be unsupervised. I have so many intervention and disengagement free drives. I've traveled 16,000 miles since I started using FSD, and obviously 12.6.4 is vastly superior to 12.5.4.2, which is what I think I started on. And I saw a lot of people say 12.3.6 was really good, but surely it wasn't as good as 12.6.4 is, because this is incredible, and especially for hardware 3. I did test drive a hardware 4 car, and yeah, I mean, was impressive. It was smooth. It worked really well. But in comparison to this, I don't think it's that much more impressive. If this had reverse, it might as well be hardware 4 in version 13. That's how good it is for me, again. I was looking at my phone there for a second. That's why it wants me to do this. Don't look at your phone while you're driving. So anyway, this is a 2021 hardware 3, obviously. Model 3, standard range plus. I know I've talked enough about the full self-driving. You can see that working, obviously. And the other thing that I think is incredible, because I 100% use full self-driving, because I'm 100% using this car for work. Pretty much everywhere I go in this car is for my business. And so, you know, efficiency is relatively important to me. As long as I get to my appointments on time, not a big deal. So I turn full self-driving on in my driveway, and I turn it off when I get to my destination. And the efficiency numbers that it gets are incredible. I think I'm at an average of 211 lifetime on this, and that involved a road trip in the dead of winter when this like 1,500 mile road trip in the dead of winter when temperatures were single digits. That really brought my efficiency up. But as far as around town here, I am consistently under 200 watt hours a mile, which is 5 miles per kilowatt hour, and that's really, really, really good. I mean, Robotaxi I think is supposed to be around 6 miles per kilowatt hour, which is also really, really good, obviously. But I'd be surprised if it doesn't get better than that, because this drive here, I'm at 178 watt hours a mile, and on the round trip, I'm at 203 watt hours a mile. The efficiency on this Model 3 is so good. I get about 225 miles per charge if I do 100% charge, and I think it's rated at 250 when it was new. So that's about a 10%-ish, 12% drop, something like that. Math, not my forte. But for being a 5-year-old car, I've got 50-something thousand, 55,000 miles on it. It's essentially paying for itself. I traded in my old car for it, and I got a loan for the rest of it. And the difference, well, aside from paying for full self-driving, that was not part of the plan, but the car part of it is saving me close to $100 a month in some months. Some months it's over $100 a month, some months it's a little under $100 a month, but yeah, it's the savings is a real deal. So you see here there's some traffic coming up to get on the interstate right here. Sometimes the car will have an issue where traffic is backed up and it doesn't get in the turning lane early enough. And that was mostly on the older software. 12.6.4 seems to pretty consistently get over at the appropriate time to get onto the interstate. We'll see how it does here. Traffic apparently disappeared. It's gotten over plenty of time, obviously, here. So even this map data must be pretty good, because that's a lane back there that's marked straight, but it's a dual left turning lane to get on the interstate. And it definitely knew that. So the map data in this area must be pretty good. Maybe that's why the self-driving is so good. I don't know. It just works so well. So you probably can watch some of my other videos and see how well this speed offset and chill works. I'm gonna kick it on hurry here and see maybe the people who are in hurry. I don't know. But see, hurry with my speed offset is probably not going to work really well, because I have it max 68 right now on hurry, and you can see it definitely got all the way over to the left lane instantly when I put it on hurry. But most people in the left lane here are going to want to go faster than 68, so I'm going to have to ramp up the speed here if I get someone right behind me. This will actually be a pretty good test. So there's a car coming up. It's definitely going faster than I am. It's probably doing 70 or 75. We'll see if the car gets over in front of this Nissan here while this guy comes up on my butt. Well, he's not coming too fast, so maybe it won't. I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, it's the speed offset's the reason it's not going any faster right now. So yeah, there it goes. I mean, there, it's right on me. He got over too. We had to get off this exit here. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, even in hurry, you see that it works as it should, I think. Doesn't camp in the left lane there. So yeah, this is definitely a function of hurry mode because I guess it saw that car up there in that lane and it got over. But with going 68 mile an hour rather, I don't really want to hold up the left lane here. So now I bumped it up to 75 max. It's going to kill my efficiency numbers. I guess that's the sacrifice I got to pay to show how well the software works for me. I saw someone else too mention that, it has trouble maintaining speed when there's no other cars around. And I think that is true. Because it definitely weights how fast it goes off of surrounding traffic pretty heavily. The algorithm seems to weight that anyway. So if, these cars are all doing 40, then this car will be less likely to want to do 70 than the cars around it doing 40. And so maybe that's what people have an issue. Maybe if they live in an area where the highway's not busy, you're in the middle of Texas and there's no cars around and you want to do 85 and the car will not do 85. I can see that being frustrating. Although 85 is still crazy to me. I said earlier, someone said that there's highways in Texas and other places that the speed limit is 85, which is crazy. I mean, this car works well, obviously, but I can't imagine some of these people that have bald tires and bad ball joints and steering racks and whatever on their older cars doing 85. That's insane. And I hope people aren't complaining about slowing down to like 71 or 72 for that turn back there or whatever, and then getting back up to the speed limit. Like, surely, I've seen saw the out of spec guy say that the speed was ping ponging between the speed limit and something else. But surely that's not what he means, ping ponging. But slowing down just a little bit to go around turns and things like that, because that's pretty normal human driving. There's a car behind me that looks like it might be a police officer, so I'm going to get over, slow down a little bit. That F-150 there had warning lights all over the front of it. I don't know what that is. But anyway, yeah, surely that's not what people are complaining about, that it doesn't. I guess maybe they're used to normal cruise control where you set it at 75, it accelerates to 75 and then just holds 75. But full self-driving is not cruise control. You know, it's full self-driving. You are not making decisions. The car's making the decisions. And if the car wants to go a little slower for whatever reason, I think you should allow it to go a little slower and have some grace on the way that it works. I mean, it gets back up to 75 here pretty consistently. I don't know what problems people are having. It's crazy. I would set it to 85, but I've never had a speeding ticket in my life, and I don't plan to get one now, so I'm gonna stick with 75 here. But yeah, I mean, this is a sharp turn for the highway right here. It's bumpy on that bridge back there. Slowing to 68 there seems perfectly natural to me. And then you can see it's going to slowly climb back up here. I guess probably to 75. Alright, yeah, so it's not going back to 75. And I don't know why. I mean, the difference between 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, unless you're on a road trip, it matters very little. I mean, what am I going to get home earlier? 8 seconds earlier to my house versus doing 75 here. And the other thing, too, is my exit's coming up, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. He doesn't want to get up in that traffic up there. I have no idea. And you have no idea either, because none of us really know how the self-driving software works. So yeah, I mean, if it's doing 75 and it's going to get up there, it would be difficult to get over. So that makes sense, I guess, that it's slowing down a little bit here. It's going to ease over into the lane here in a minute so I can get off the exit. And well, hopefully anyway. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, because I mean, to go 75, you'd have to get up between all those cars and then probably cut somebody off, and that doesn't seem safe, you know, squeezing into traffic to get off your exit. Getting over here at 64 mile an hour to get off this exit seems perfectly normal. I don't want to dox my address here, so I'm going to end the video here, and you'll just have to trust me that it makes